You know the feeling, don't you? That hollow ache in your chest when they walk into the room, the way your stomach tightens when you hear their voice. You tell yourself it's love, you tell yourself it's passion, but what if it's something else entirely? Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. The very thing you're calling love might be the prison you've built around yourself, and you're both the architect and the inmate. Think about it. When did love become this? When did it become anxiety disguised as anticipation? When did caring turn into constant vigilance? When did intimacy become a battlefield where you're always losing ground? You've been taught that love is supposed to be hard, that relationships take work, that the pain is proof you care enough. That's the lie. Carl Jung understood something most people never grasp. He said, we don't have relationships, we have collisions of unconscious wounds. You're not loving another person, you're dancing with their damage while they trigger yours. You're bleeding on someone who didn't cut you, trying to heal from wounds they didn't cause. And you call it love. But here's what's really happening beneath the surface. You've confused intensity for intimacy. You've mistaken familiarity for safety. The chaos feels like home because chaos was home. Your nervous system learned early that love comes with conditions, that connection requires sacrifice, that being chosen means making yourself smaller. So you do it again and again. You monitor their mood to determine your worth. You apologize for things that aren't your fault. You explain yourself constantly, justify your feelings, beg to be understood. You've become a ghost in your own relationship, haunting the edges of someone else's emotional unavailability. This isn't love, this is repetition. This is your unhealed past wearing your partner's face. Real love doesn't ask you to shrink. It doesn't keep score. It doesn't make you choose between your peace and your partnership. Healthy love doesn't feel like you're constantly walking on a tightrope, one wrong word away from disaster. So, how do you break the pattern? First, stop outsourcing your emotional stability. Your worth isn't determined by their attention, their mood, or their validation. Reclaim it. Feel whole on Tuesday afternoon when you're alone. That's the foundation. Second, notice the anxiety you've labeled as love, that constant fear of losing them, that obsessive need to know where you stand. That's not devotion. That's your attachment wound screaming. Learn the difference. Third, speak without apology. Stop shrinking your truth to fit their comfort. If your honest feelings are too much for them, they're not your person. Compatibility isn't found in silence. Fourth, watch what they do when you have needs. Healthy partners move toward your vulnerability, not away from it. If expressing a need feels like detonating a bomb, you're not in a relationship, you're in a hostage situation. Fifth, reclaim your separateness. You're allowed to have thoughts they don't share, friends they don't approve of, dreams they don't understand. Enmeshment isn't intimacy, it's dissolution. Sixth, trust the exhaustion. If loving them feels like running a marathon every single day, your body is telling you something your heart refuses to hear. Listen. Here's what changes when you finally understand this. You stop asking, "Am I enough?" and start asking, "Is this enough for me?" You stop performing for scraps of affection. You stop calling breadcrumbs a feast. You become someone who walks away from anything that requires you to abandon yourself. That's not coldness, that's self-preservation, that's wisdom. That's the kind of love you should have been giving yourself all along. The relationship you're holding on to, the one that hurts more than it heals, it's not love anymore. Maybe it never was. Maybe it was just two people trying to heal their childhoods through each other's bodies. And that's okay. You can release it now. You can choose yourself. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the one truth about your relationship you've been too afraid to admit out loud?
Drop it in the comments. Say it anonymously if you need to. Just stop carrying it alone. And if this hit you hard, you need to watch what's coming next. Why you keep attracting emotionally unavailable people. The pattern isn't random. I'll show you exactly why it keeps happening. You deserve love that doesn't hurt. Start believing that.